He's a good drummer in a good room. He's got his toms nicely tuned and everything. It sounds pretty good. There's a little bit of a roominess to the sound, a little boominess down in the low mids, and then not quite as impactful as we might want for a rock song. So on the kick drum, this is my curve that I decided on the kick drum by listening to it. One of the great things about the EQ, which is what this is the analyzer. This button turns it on and off to show it or not show it. So if I show it, this is the input, what the frequency response is on the input before the EQ. That's the yellow line. You can see we got a ton of energy way down in the bottom that's not really musical, below 20 hertz. This blue line is what's going on after the EQ. So you can leave them both on, it doesn't really hurt anything. And you can compare the difference between what you're actually doing with the EQ and how effective the EQ is being. So as you can see, we've got 5 bells and 2 filters. And there are 7 different models that you can choose in each part of the EQ. 5 analog ones from 3 vintage, 1 US and 2 UK, and 2 modern, US and UK, and then 2 digitals. What I really like is when you click through the different types of model, you see the bell change based on the way those particular units actually work. For example, let's use this lower midband here, the blue one, which I'm scooping out a lot of mud. As I scroll through these different models, you see the Q, how it changes. I'm not changing the amount of Q, but this is the way those hardware components react to different, the different models react in a different way. So what I do is find the frequency that I want to work on, and once I get that fixed and how much I want to attenuate or boost, then I scroll through the different models and see which one musically works in the way I want it to. In this case of Digital 1, there's a new filter which Waves actually invented called an asymmetrical bell filter. And what this does is it treats the frequencies above and below in a different manner. Instead of expanding or contracting symmetrical on either side, it tilts a little bit, which is great. It's really great on kick drums and floor toms because you can boost the low end. I'll show you how this works. This is the Q setting for that module, the purple module. If I put it all the way clockwise, it's focusing on the high frequencies and chopping off quickly the lower ones. So it's accenting the frequencies above and de-accenting the ones below. And the opposite happens if I go all the way counterclockwise. So in the case of a fundamentally low instrument like a kick drum or a tom-tom, I want that boost in the fundamental frequency, but then I don't want to add extra roominess and low mid mud. So the fact that slope is really dramatic going into the higher frequencies is super for this kind of application. Watch the analyzer show us in the low end how this is accenting the fundamental. There's 2 fundamental notes right here, an octave apart. And you can see the purple node is in the higher octave. But then right here, we're really getting rid of all that roominess and boomy sound very quickly. And that's because of the tilt. You see that curve changing like that? It has the opposite effect in vocals. If you want air on your vocals without the mid-range harshness, you tilt it the other way. Now you're boosting that satiny part of the sound and getting rid of that harsh bite. So Digital 1 has that great asymmetric bell filter, which is it's a real marvelous thing.